Welcome to the B-side for October 2017. This is a special one because we are doing another giveaway. Giving away an awesome record. I'm going to talk to you about it right after this. Hope you guys are doing well. Before I get into the good stuff like the giveaway, I want to talk about the records I heard this month. The good, the bad, and two that I didn't get a chance to listen to for various reasons. The first being Julien Baker's Turn Out the Lights. As I mentioned in my last video, I missed the two splatter variations, the one from Matador and the one from 6131, because I must have slept in just like an hour past the surprise pre-order. I was very upset about that, but I gotta give a shout out to my boy Aaron. Aaron watches my videos, and in an excitable hurry, he said that in that morning he pre-ordered both splatter variants and he doesn't need them. So he's selling me his Matador variant at cost. That is so incredibly nice of you, Aaron. So thank you so much. I cannot wait to get this album in. I'm hearing nothing but incredible things. Some people are calling it their album of the year. So I'm really excited. The follow-up to Sprained Ankle, it's going to be wonderful. And thank you again, Aaron. I can't wait to see that splatter in person. And Sufjan Stevens' The Greatest Gift mixtape was unfortunately delayed to November. So good things come to those who wait. I'll have to be a little more patient to hear what could be my album of the year. Let's dive into it. Colors by Beck. So Beck is an artist that has a pretty eclectic catalog in terms of what he puts out sonically, a lot of different genres, and this album is pretty much a straight up pop album. Dreams and Wow were the singles that came out a while ago, and then we had to wait a while, and now the album finally is out. I listened to it once. Honestly, I probably won't revisit it. It was a very straightforward pop album, and I mean that in a very strange way for Beck, because usually for him, experimentation is his middle name. This is very similar. I found myself zoning in and out throughout the album because a lot of the tracks did have a similar feel, similar sound, and that's just not what I came to expect from Beck. So while it wasn't bad in terms of his ability to craft an interesting song, I think that each song individually is stronger than the album as a whole, and I don't think I'll be revisiting it or purchasing it on vinyl. Mark Kozelek with Ben Boye and Jim White. As expected, this was another pain to listen to. I only got 3 tracks in and I gave up. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. I don't know why I think he's just gonna magically make good music again, but for me, what he's doing these days with these rambling, storytelling songs, working with random musicians, I don't get it. It doesn't appeal to me as a Sun Kil Moon, Mark Kozelek, Red House Painters fan, but I guess some people like it, or maybe it's just for him. I don't even know. I don't know what's happening, but this is a no. TOKiMONSTA's Lune Rouge. Now this is a pop album that's incredibly interesting, much unlike Beck's somewhat dry one. I love TOKiMONSTA. Her electronic stylings are very unique, very specific to her. I thought Lune Rouge was a great listen. Definitely her poppiest album, maybe her least experimental, but she does pop very well. Then we have Courtney Barnett and Kurt Vile's Lotta Lice. I was lucky enough to grab the signed copy off of Amoeba's website before it sold out in like 10 minutes when it went up. So I got it signed by both. I like how they signed over each other's pictures, so you got Courtney on this side and Kurt on this side. The album itself, though, was a bit of a letdown. I kind of expected more out of the two of them, and it felt like a diluted version of either of their projects on their own. The album itself shows that they're both talented musicians, they both work well together, and it has a sense of like camaraderie, and it's fun to listen to, and it's kind of like you're hanging out with your friends. But in terms of repeated listens, I don't find myself wanting to go back to it. I really thought this was going to be a strong release that was going to take these two titans of their genre and put them together to make like a super powerhouse. And for me, it was kind of forgettable. My girl Annie Clark has her new album out, Masseduction. St. Vincent's Masseduction. We're gonna talk about two things right now. First, the album. The album is excellent. I didn't like it immediately as much as her last self-titled album, but this definitely has the makings of a strong, emotional, honest, personal pop album. It definitely shows her songwriting chops, and the production on it is excellent. The vinyl is a massive disappointment. I ordered the deluxe version off the web store. This is what they gave me. First of all, there's no jacket. It's just a plastic sleeve. When you open the plastic sleeve, there's no jacket inside there. Everything's contained inside of a poster. It's the flimsiest, least deluxe thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm flabbergasted that this actually costs more than the standard version, which I believe does have a jacket. What I would give for a jacket. Comes on this cool yellow vinyl. It doesn't even sound that great. It has a couple noise issues. It's a little noisier in areas than I want it to be. And the pressing is a little flat at times. It's not quite as punchy as I think this album deserves. If I can go back in time, I would not have spent $50 shipped on this deluxe version, and I would probably just stick with the retail version. So you live and you learn, but this is most definitely not a deluxe version in my mind. I think most people that order this are pretty disappointed with what they got. If you got it, let me know what you think about the deluxe, because I think it was misrepresented. Then we have Ken by Destroyer. I loved Poison Season, his last album, and that was kind of my introduction to falling in love with his sound, and I thought Ken was going to totally blow my mind in the same way. Again, slight disappointment. It was a good album, but it felt kind of long, even though it isn't terribly long, and it's because a lot of the songs had a very similar sound to it. It didn't really shock and awe me in the way that the last album did. Also on yellow vinyl, which is cool, and there is a bonus 7-inch in here. So, nice little package. I wish it could be a gatefold. Putting all of this into a single panel jacket with a relatively thin spine was kind of disappointing. I'm gonna give this more listens. I hope this grows on me because I was really excited for this and, you know, fairly average fare. But let's talk about something that's not average fare. Slow Dancing Society's 1 to 4 My Blue Heaven, his newest album. I learned about Slow Dancing Society when I saw on his Bandcamp he was selling his ambient masterpiece, The Sound of Lights Went Dim, for like $10 shipped or something really low, and I bought it on a whim because I like ambient music, and it became one of my favorite ambient albums of all time. Started talking to the guy on Instagram, his name is Drew, super cool dude, and after praising his music endlessly, he decided to be awesome and send me a test pressing of his latest album. I got to hear this a month or two before the actual album hit Bandcamp, and let me tell you, this album is glorious. I can't wait to pick up the colored vinyl version he has up there right now, but this album, he described it as soul gaze, which is kind of like soulful shoegaze, and that's a really interesting way to put it, because there are elements that are ambient, there are elements that are jazzy, almost reminding me of the Avalanches at times, and then there's a lot of kind of cool shoegazy sounds to it. It jumps across genres with many genres that I personally love and does it masterfully for every single one. This is one of my favorite albums of the year. I can't believe he sent me a test press of it, and I recommend you listen to it, give it a couple tracks, and then get that record on that Bandcamp. Good work, Drew. Nothing crazy in the music world, but a couple things I want to comment on with news. King Gizzard, as you know, are trying to do 5 albums this year. They already have 3, all were great, and they have a 4th on the way. They haven't announced a release date for it, but they put out a 10-minute sprawling track called Crumbling Castle that is honestly one of their best tracks yet. I don't know if they're gonna make it to 5 over the course of the year, unless they announce the last one on like December 25th or something. They're cutting it real close, but if anyone can do it, it's them. Justin Timberlake is going to be doing the Super Bowl halftime show in 2018. Normally, they completely miss the mark for me and they pick some really random either washed up band or a band that's modern that I absolutely can't stand. Remember when the Black Eyed Peas did it? I think they really hit the mark. I think they finally got over the fact that there was that wardrobe malfunction last time he performed. I think that's not a big deal. And he is going to knock it out of the park. JT is a consummate professional. He's an excellent performer. And this is going to be one that I'm actually going to tune in for. And finally, Brand New has re-announced that they are definitely breaking up at the end of 2018. I don't know why they have to rub salt in the wound like that, but I hope that you get a chance to see them on the science fiction tour. I hope they have a second leg of it so I can see them again. The show they have now with the screens and this experience they're giving, the new songs live, it is brand new like you've never seen them before. They are truly masters of their craft. It's a shame that they're going out, but at least they're going out on the high note. Okay, I know you've been waiting to hear about the giveaway, so here's what we're giving away this month. The self-titled debut album by hERON. I think it's hERON. It's lowercase h-E-R-O-N. Could be hERON, hERON. I think it's hERON though. When I got recommended this album, I was curious based off the genres they listed, and I started listening to it and immediately fell in love with it. If you guys trusted me last month with the Hazy Mountains release, please give this one a shot in the same way. If you're a fan of trip hop like Thievery Corporation, DJ Shadow, even some Avalanche type Plunderphonic stuff, this album is going to be right at home in your collection. I love how it just jumps genres, sometimes psychedelic, sometimes rocky, sometimes jazzy, and it really has that dark, moody trip hop feel that I am often in the mood for, and I sometimes have trouble scratching that itch. This definitely did it for me. So this album comes on a beautiful blue marbled variant, and it could be yours. This copy right here. I'm gonna leave instructions in the description on how to enter, but more or less you're just gonna listen to the album and tell me what your favorite song is in your comments. I'm gonna pick one random person next week, and you will get this badass record. And again, I apologize. This is open to US only for now. I'm looking for ways to fix that without absolutely destroying my wallet, but hopefully there is a solution soon. The label Enjoy the Ride is one of my favorites, and they have put out a couple really good releases in the past few months, and I want to talk about them. The score from Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls by Robert Folk. This is an incredibly nostalgic score for me because I grew up on Jim Carrey, like hopefully most of you did. I am in love with this gatefold. This is the best art. It's such an iconic part of the film, but I love how they do it in this animated style. Really nice jacket, 400 GSM. And what's really cool about this release is past the locked grooves, there's some Easter eggs. There's actually dialogue from the film that you can hear if you play the record right, which is really well done by Enjoy the Ride. I thought that was a very nice touch. And there are a couple variants. I know some are selling out very quickly, so I would go to their site and check it out. But this is the Camo Monster Truck variant. I think this is cool. I don't have a record that looks like this, so nice visual, nice audio. This is just a really good release. Next up is the Jason Statham action phenomenon, Crank High Voltage. Now you may think, oh, that soundtrack can't be that good. You're wrong. Mike Patton of Mr. Bungle, Faith No More, Lovage, and a ton of other amazing projects was the guy who composed this entire soundtrack. He is considered to be one of the most talented people in music because of how eclectic his sound is. He can do almost any genre flawlessly, and this soundtrack in particular captures the intensity of the movie. While jumping between so many genres, it's hard to actually get comfortable, and it keeps your adrenaline pumping, much like the film. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed listening to this soundtrack just front to back without having the movie on, just because it almost sounds like a fun trip-hoppy kind of electronic experimental album. And this variant is beautiful. This translucent yellow with white splatter and black in the middle. This is one of the coolest looking records. Enjoy the Ride, you knock this out of the park. And finally, we have a nostalgic one, Scary Kids Scaring Kids After Dark. This is an emo rock post-hardcore band that I used to listen to back in the day, and this kind of threw me right back to it because this is their first EP, and I wasn't sure if I would like it as much as I used to. I did. I really thought it was great. It was not just nostalgic, it's a solid listen for the genre. There's a really nice insert inside that has some set lists and track listings and notes and images of the band, and this is just a really cool addition to, if you're a super fan of the band, you can definitely see some pictures that I've never seen before. And this is the first time the EP is available on vinyl, so again, good work, Enjoy the Ride. Really cool baby blue and white split. It's that kind of like quad split. Sounds good, looks good, good work. Third Man Vault, number 33. The anniversary of Icky Thump, the final White Stripes album, has arrived. This massive box contains so many wonderful things. I wanted to do an unboxing video, but I think I'm just gonna talk about it in this video. I'll just keep it simple. I actually used the extra space in the box to house my other White Stripes albums, so I put Stay Still in there, I put Elephant. Inside of this box set, there are quite a few things. First off, you have the Icky Thump 180 gram colored record. The original versions of Icky Thump did not come on colored vinyl, so it's really nice to finally have it on there. And the sleeve is just as nice as the original with that tip-on gatefold. The artwork is slightly modified, and just like the original, it has the sticker that you have to kind of break carefully that stays on the cover. I think it's a cool little touch, although it might piss you off if you have some OCD. It says that the sticker should be begrudgingly slit open by fidgety record collectors overly concerned with condition, which is pretty funny. There's also a 12-inch Icky Thump Extras vinyl. This contains 9 non-album B-sides on luminescent lunar colored vinyl. Excellent if you're a big fan of the album like I am. A lot of good stuff I had never heard before. And then of course there's the red demos. This is just a demo listen of Icky Thump, some alternate versions of the songs. This is also really cool to listen to. An exclusive Polaroid photo book. I enjoyed flipping through this because it kind of gave me a sense of what the atmosphere was like during the recording of this. It seems like it was pretty frantic and pretty fun. There's also the Rag & Bone enamel pin set, which depict the horse skeleton that was originally on the 7-inch for Rag & Bone. Well put together. This sits proudly on my box set shelf. Great job, Third Man. Now this is one of the most impressive record packages I've ever seen. Shpongle's Are You Shpongled is a landmark album in the psytrance realm by Simon Posford. He is a genius when it comes to psychedelic Goa trance, and this album was what got me into the band. I'm not a huge electronic fan unless it's down-tempo. This is not necessarily down-tempo, it's kind of psychedelic, like the name psytrance would explain. I've wanted this for a long time, and it was always out of print, going for hundreds of dollars on Discogs, and they announced they were doing a deluxe anniversary remaster reissue with this thick giant case on the outside and an embossed cover and foil stamps on the front, and I was a little skeptical about getting it because I think it came to about $90 shipped from overseas, and I was like, I hope this is worth it. Guess what? It is. It's going for way more on Discogs now. It's sold out super fast. There were only 500 copies. It comes with this massive book with great artwork inside, some notes, some pictures, and each disc is on black vinyl, but they all sound phenomenal. I mean, this is one of the best sounding pressings I've heard in a while, and this album really comes to life. The soft touch jacket is super nice as well. I see myself getting some fingerprints on it already, so I need to probably stop touching it so much. This is, for a Shpongle fan, the ultimate collector's edition of this album, and I hope that they do this to all the rest of the albums in their catalog. I will happily plunk down the money if they're all as nice as this. And the last record I'm going to show you in this video is Pearl Jam's Let's Play 2. I had the privilege of seeing Let's Play 2, the documentary, in a theater when it came to my town for a one-night run. awesome, awesome movie about the relationship between Eddie Vedder and the Cubs winning the World Series, and the shows they played at Wrigley Field. Iconic shows that they really were at their best. They picked a great selection of songs between the two shows when they played at Wrigley Field, and this record actually showcases the best songs from those two shows put together into one wonderful medley. And what's cool is that I ordered it from the 10 Club, which is Pearl Jam's official fan club, and it was a little more expensive by like maybe $10 including shipping than the Amazon edition or anything else, and no one was really sure what you got in addition to it. I think it was worth it because it comes in this incredibly soft touch jacket that so did their Pearl Jam live at Third Man Records. I really like jackets like this. It's so aesthetic. It feels really nice, feels very luxurious, and it has this cool shiny gloss over that. So the jacket itself has been upgraded from the original release, and get a really cool sticker and slip mat, which is really nice. So as a Pearl Jam fan, I think I made the right choice. This is a great sounding record. I've heard some people say that it doesn't sound wonderful. I think it sounds good. I'm happy with it. Maybe it could sound better, but I think that this is something that's going to get a lot of spin time. I was going to have Matt Cameron's Cavedweller to show you guys, but unfortunately the copy I got had some skips in it. They actually had me destroy the record and send them a picture. I've never seen any label ask for that. It was pretty funny. I put the record between cardboard and just crushed the life out of it, and it felt really weird, but hopefully I get my replacement soon. It'll be skip-free. Finally, the only record I didn't talk about was brand new science fiction for a couple reasons. First being, I'm waiting on two variants. The first variant I picked up was the indie exclusive, which is the red and blue. I bought it, I started listening to it, and on the B-side, the most beautiful part of the album at the end of Out of Mana, it has this tick every rotation that's so noticeable. And I started Googling it. Apparently, it's not widespread, but other people have that tick as well. I hope this isn't a manufacturing error across the whole press, because that would be devastating. It really does take away from the song and ruins the song for me. So I had to return that to Amoeba. Hopefully I can find a copy that doesn't have the tick. I also have the clear from Urban Outfitters on the way, so that'll be here soon. And then the deluxe version, the mystery limited version that everyone who got in on the first 30 minutes of the pre-order got. No one knows when that's coming or what that is. No one knows why it costs 20 bucks more. Everyone's still in the dark. It's kind of crazy, and I think next month we'll start seeing them come in. Really hope that they do something unique with it. Alright guys, that is the B-side for this month. Got a bunch of stuff I showed you. Hopefully you liked it. What did you pick up? What did you listen to that you liked? Please make sure you enter the giveaway. Hopefully you win. I want to hear what you like on the hERON album. If you like this video, give it a like, please subscribe, and we'll have more videos for you soon.